Um, Let me do a quick check if I'm live and you can see me, hear me. Just a quick moment. Let me do a quick check. Awesome. If you have any questions, suggestions, feedback, you can't hear me, or something is not visible, let me know in the chat and I will monitor it every now and then. Welcome to the Classical Drawing Atelier free live stream. These are free classes on classical drawing, rooted into the wisdom, in the tradition and the wisdom of the old masters. Take advantage of this. Take a pencil in your hand and draw with me. All you need is your pencil and a paper and curiosity and an awe for all the awesome things in the world, in the existence. And FYI, everything is awesome in the existence. So let's begin. Welcome. This is my beautiful little cozy studio in the Seattle area. Let's begin drawing without any wait. Little wait. My name is Ashwini. Namaste. I'm originally from West Central India, and it's been a while that I'm here in the Pacific Northwest exploring life and drawing and art and painting and yoga. So you'll hear all my stories. Awesome. So today's theme is awesome. All my awesome stories. Hope they inspire you, and please keep inspiring the world around you and yourself. Let's draw. We have been, one second, we have been drawing and exploring the Bargue eyes. So this is a very traditional way to train your eyes, and that's what we've been learning and exploring. This is the first plate in the Bargue drawing, and I've explained what Bargue drawing the course is. And I have demonstrated drawing all these three eyes from the first column in the previous live stream, so please do check it out. And today we do the fourth eye here. Ready? Let's go. Allow me to adjust so that you can see all the drawing and everything is in focus and everything is set to go. So my easel is blocking me from drawing at the very end of this page, so I will be moving this up like that, so everything is still nice and visible. And in a moment I will zoom on in. So let me make sure that the paper is aligned. These two are aligned. So once I attach this, I may not, and when I say attach, I'm just using a piece of tape here to paste my paper onto the easel. So once I attach this, I may not be able to move it as much as I did in the previous drawings. So now this is nice and secured. And let's take another tape. So this is the artist tape I'm using. All the materials for this class, they are available in the material list in the description underneath these videos. These live streams are there on YouTube for you to watch anytime that you need to refresh your fundamentals. So master these, take advantage of this. So yes, this is awesome. I'm all set. Little closer. Allow me to zoom on this. Oops. Oh yay, how cool. This Might be slightly wonky. This could be my paper is wonky. No, it's not. The paper is, it is. Haha. Actually, it's fairly straight. The camera. Okay, good. A little more zoom. Move slightly over. Perfect. We're good to go. How is the focus here? So this is defocus. Now things come in focus. Tag check time. Defocus, focus, 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 focus. Amazing. Okay, tools wise, all you need is a pencil. So I'm using this, what is this? 2H pencil. This is a pencil holder. Now since the pencil is getting smaller and smaller, so I'm using the pencil holder, so it gives me more room for my hand to hold that pencil. And we've been talking about these techniques to hold the pencil. So tripod, teeny tiny, yes, it serves a purpose. But I would recommend holding like a baton, as if you're conducting an orchestra, with your 3 fingers and the thumb wrapped around the pencil, and the pinky rests against the paper, either the first knuckle, second knuckle, or the tip, depending on, it's a dynamic scenario, so depending on what is the situation of your surface, is it upright, is it flat, and different things. But then this hold gives you more room for dancing on the canvas, on the paper. Okay, so yes, I'm using this hold. So this is a 2H pencil. This is hard pencil, not as hard that I cannot see, you cannot see, but enough hard so that my surface is not saturated with material, and when I'm erasing, it doesn't become a mess. Okay, even though anything at all, if it's becoming a mess, absolutely fine. Okay, you know how to clean up the mess. So that's why we have a kneaded eraser here, and also a pen eraser, the pen eraser. Another pencil that I'm using is a NH, an HB, so that it's slightly darker. It's still a pencil. That's the holder, pencil holder, and it's holding the lead as is. Well, let's begin. So essentially, all we're doing is following that process, that method. As you plant a seed in the ground, the seed sprouts and it starts taking roots. And once it establishes strong roots, then it's emerging from the ground up towards the sky. So the sole reason, sole purpose for all that philosophy is I am a yoga teacher. And the nature has a sequence that unfolds. So to your drawing process, to your painting process, if you allow yourself a structure, a sequence that unfolds organically, just like a seed taking roots, then that process allows you to make choices and decisions that are in alignment with your purpose of making this drawing. Okay, so what did I just do with that seed analogy is mark the top and the bottom of my drawing. So I'm creating an envelope or an envelope. So this beautiful design, I'm calling this a design and not an eye. Essentially, it's an eye. My language skills tell me this is an eye. And my design skills tell me that this is a collection of lines and shapes, geometric shapes, angles and triangles and triangles. And in fact, as I was looking at this as an envelope, this appears to me a beautiful circle. Look at that. So this is my printout. I can run my experiments, and that's the invitation of this course, these classes, that as much you offer yourself a structure, experiment, associate something that your brain can map, that you can see clearly. So we have the top and the bottom and side to side. Even before that, that's something I have introduced you in the previous 3 lessons. So highly encourage that you watch them and enjoy them and draw, right? So we have a vertical and a horizontal that allows us to distribute this beautiful design over 4 quadrants. Think about 4 dimensions or 4 directions, that this is the east, this is the west, that's the north, and that's the south. So now this quadrant, the top left quadrant, is my east northeast. That's my northeast. So I have some information here on the northeast. So be curious and be in awe that how you can associate all the drawing with fun things in life. So now I've started drawing. So I've marked that top. So let's mark the top. Last time in the last lesson, I introduced you to a tool, the caliper. So you can also use calipers to measure that distance, or you can use your pencil to measure that distance from the center of this horizontal and vertical. So that's how it is. That's where I am at. Okay, perfect. Little over. There we go. Now I have marked the top and bottom, and yes, my marks are light, so I can erase them. I can measure this distance with my pencil, making sure I don't break the lid. So that's about there, which is correct. So give myself side, left side. So that was the north, and this is on the south. Actually, okay, I'll give myself the leftmost, which is this here. That's very light, straight, clean lines. So this course, the Bargue drawing, also helps you with the practice, that you can improve your line quality. Okay, so that line had gotten a little wonky. And it's, again, like I said, it's okay to make a mess. Absolutely fine. No pressure. In fact, that's how you can learn. Make a mess, clean up, and learn from it. So how do I approach this? So for all these previous eyes, the designs, I found an angle that was carrying a significant amount of information as it crossed over 1 or 2 or more quadrants. For this one, intuitively, I feel like I want to go for this line, this angle, because it connects to this quadrant. It's in one quadrant. So I'm going general to specific. That's why. So now where is this? I mean, I don't have to measure each and everything. I can eyeball things and then go as closer to the destination. For now, I'm simply constructing that envelope. So extended, long, elongated lines. Why is that? Because I can make them long. Somewhere here. So right now I'm constructing the envelope, and that's where I'm gonna find that angle, this somewhere here. So as I construct this envelope or envelope that this design is contained in, energetically it may appear that, oh, this is contained within this space. It expands, it expands. Expands how? In a way that is, let me articulate that better. So expands, spatially doesn't expand all over the page. Yeah, it's like it's not going all over the page, but the lines are telling a story that is expansive. It does not limit here to the space. That's what I was trying to say. Oops. So within this expansive space, now I'm creating a beautiful sacred container for my design to be contained. That's the envelope. So on this drawing, all I'm doing is this. So for constructing a container, an enclosed polygon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. It's hexagon that's like, elongated and morphed in different sides. And now I have found something for my design. This is the anchor point that my design can, play with. This is a playground. Okay, let's continue going from general to specific. Now I go in and find this shape, this angle. Again, the measurement technique is from the center, how far out wide this is coming. I can use my finger on the pencil as a pointer where this measurement stops. You can also use different tools such as a skewer to do the same measurement, and then bottom also where this stops. So how far from the center. So everything that we are starting is from a center, meaning center yourself into this moment, into this now. So your drawing process is arising from that calm center of yourself, of your being. That it's not something to be worried about. Yes, that can be an emotion happening that, oh, how this will come, I have no idea. Well, it will come. The drawing will come however it unfolds. All you have to do, you plant the seed and nurture the seed. This is what you're doing. You're planting that seed. Now I'm finding that inside envelope essentially. That's so beautiful. It's almost like a straight line. So what I just found is the contact point on this vertical of the top of this crease, and if I extend that line, these are called plumb lines. So you're finding connection, finding a point that unifies. Finding an idea, not necessarily a point, but an idea that unifies. That's what yoga is about. So now again, how do I measure this? From the center out towards the right. So yes, so drawing can be something as a meditation, as a way to experience an inner bliss, experience the state of consciousness. Oh, so beautiful. Where you are in unison with your drawing. Just finding these connections where you are one with your drawing. Your brain, your left and right brain, the analytical and the creative, they are in unity. Of course, the process involves emotions, and emotions such as, so beautiful, emotions such as, oh, I did this wrong, or it's incorrect. It's a part of the process. So I would invite, if you say to yourself, this is wrong, I invite you to soften that expression and that experience that you're creating for yourself with that phrase of narrative of you're wrong. How can you soften that? What is something that you can find to rephrase yourself? There has to be something that you're doing good, that you picked up a pencil. So I would invite you to affirm yourself. Oh yeah, I have picked up a pencil, and that counts. That little step, it counts. Okay, what next? So I'm creating shapes within shapes within shapes, very architectural. While this line is super straight, this line has a bow. Think of a bow and arrow. So if I were to, this kind of arrow here, bow and arrow, a warrior. And the warrior is not fighting with the situation. The warrior is conquering this state, these narratives where perhaps you're sabotaging yourself, you're not celebrating yourself. So find something to celebrate, at least one thing. There has to be something, I promise there will be, that you showed up. Yeah. Okay, we continue. Some fun updates from my studio. I finished teaching a watercolor birds drawing class just yesterday, no, day before, and it was fun. So I teach online classes, just like this. But yeah, there are also painting classes. What do? I keep finding the angles and keep enjoying this journey, keep navigating. So let's see this here. Still not going for tiny little lines. Yeah, I'm still not going for tiny little lines. I'm going for long breezy strokes. Just the pencil. We already found that distance. Well, this is somewhere halfway on this line, and if I extend that, okay, so find at least one thing to celebrate. Yes, critique is a beautiful idea, because then how do you grow, right? Feedback and critique. Which reminds me, I run a Discord channel. The link is in the description, that you can join and be a part of an awesome online artist community. Share your work. I offer feedback there all the time. So feedback is helpful to grow. That's why in the beginning I asked you to give me feedback on how this is landing for you. Okay, so I think I have enough information to carry out some more refinement, I would say. Yeah, I love this stage. But yes, it's time to move on. And when it's time, it's time. Okay. So how would I go about that? Now I look at all these lines. Now this is what I said, it's bowing, and find points where this line is bending. It's not completely bending, like a circle, but yes, it has subtle bends. So I just find them and then direct. The word I'm using is direct. Find the angle and direct my line that was there, which was all straight, in the direction of these bow. So the first bow is happening right here. Find that angle from the center point. It's right here. That's a major bow, bow, bow and arrow. And if I feel like, oh, it's going all wonky, that's okay. So now it's going up like that. I just find the angles of that bow and construct. So I'm constructing. Think about constructing a building. And in that process, I might have lost some integrity. That's absolutely fine. So that's essentially the bow. Organic. Now it's not straight, but it's not curving like this. Yeah, it's not a crescent moon curve. It has a specific curve. That is what we are aiming for. Now this also bows inward slightly, so it's not a straight up and down. That's what I'm going for. Very specific. But yes, the specific is what's perceived. How do you perceive that? So we are learning to see essentially before even drawing. What is that you're supposed to see? So on this line also found that angle. Yeah, you tell me something about yourself, where you're from. I keep sharing these updates, fun facts, etc., etc. Now you tell me where you're from. Oh, something I forgot to do before the stage. I mean, it was in my mind, but I kept going on. So the kneaded eraser, rolling it in my hands and roll it on the paper. So with all this construction, it will remain here. It won't disappear. But then I have more room and a clean surface to continue constructing and building. So as you can see, it's not disappearing. It's like embossed on the paper very faintly. So it has a presence there. Now I can go on. I'm using this nice pen eraser. Okay. Continue constructing. Little trick, some techniques, some tricks. Everything as an integrated practice, not an isolated practice. Okay, now you can see those curving, bowing lines. I'm not redrawing this, I'm just refining it, yeah? So I'm not reinventing all my proportions, they're already done. And yes, even in this stage that can happen. You're like, oh no, my proportions are not correct. It's fine. Do it now. When do you do it? Now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but now. This is the present. I'm getting all the bigger lines first. Articulating more more intentionally. yet it carries that the intention setting was a part of the process in the beginning. What is that intention? The intention is to draw. Yeah. And what is that deeper intention? It's to enjoy drawing, enjoy life, not feel burdened by this process of drawing. Feel the essence, the joy in putting something on the paper. Even if it's not correct, it's okay. So, mindset, as much you're working in these classes on your drawing technique and skill, you tell me if you notice a difference in your mindset. So, in Sanskrit, mindset is manasthiti. Mana, mind, sthiti, state. As obvious as simple. Manasthiti and paristhiti. Pari, sthiti, meaning the circumstances. So, despite the circumstances, what is your mind state? And when it comes to skills growth, it happens. It happens. How does it happen? With practice. So, as I'm practicing with you, my skills are growing too, trust me. Like, just watch the videos when I did the first eye. And of course, I'm teaching. I have a little responsibility over my shoulders to teach you. But as authentic as I can be, this is my soul practice also, teaching you. This is our sacred hour drawing ritual. Okay, constructing the lines. Slowly, not rushing. No need to rush at all. Like, what's the need to rush? No. Observe. And once you feel like, oh, I'm so tired, this is like minute things there. Take a break. Yeah. So now, let me first find that. Take a break, take a breath. Soften that fight or flight response in the nervous system. Regulate nervous system. Here it's slightly inside. Okay. Just finding all these points. More information. So think about yourself as a scientist running these drawing experiments in your lab. And not all experiments might be successful. That's okay. You're learning something from them. You're gathering data for the next experiment. So whenever you're drawing, painting, creating something that requires this expenditure of energy, give yourself grace. So how far this? Well, some measurements happening. And some organic construction happening. Ask any questions, okay? Because questions are fun, so that I can learn from them too. So highly encourage that you ask questions and enrich my knowledge. Because when you ask questions, it helps me to be all creative in answering. So, as I'm going into all these intricacies, I did notice that my lines, the approach to these lines, have gotten a little hesitant, and that's okay. Because this area is important. I care for this area. And as I care for that, my care can come out as hesitation. So that's okay. Again, it's okay. What's happening here? Oh, I just checked the time and we have 20 minutes. I'll do my best to refine this within that time. Yeah, if we need more time, we can continue this in the next class, or now you know the process. I will refine this in my studio during my off time. Not like that. So anytime I observe myself building a habit that may not serve, I mindfully watch that and try and break that habit. So for example, measurement. So that's your authentic self, right? You don't have to hide. Like, you of course highlight your strengths, but you don't have to hide any weakness, because weakness ultimately is an opportunity to turn it into a strength. So nothing to fear. These are just moment of knowing yourself deeper and better. No fear, only cheer for this cheerful drawing. Also observe sometime the position that you're drawing with can also be a little non-supportive to the act of drawing. So I'm cleaning up this envelope lines. So see, so far it's all the construction, the lines, they're all very light. This printout is so deep and dark, but what I'm doing here is very, very light. Yeah. Okay, I'll give this one final pass before we stop. Oh, actually, like it's done. Yeah, I need to do some refinements. How about I teach you something super fun? Okay, let's do it. Why not? The inspiration came and I'm following that. Okay, so give me a second. So we'll do something that will help our brain switch context and have a lot more fun. This is a part of the process too, so I took out my tapes. The part of the process, essentially, let me show you here. All I'm doing, I would flip my drawing upside down. Okay? So as I flip that upside down, put it back here. Oh, things have changed. So does the camera angle. There we go. Let me bring that back. Why do I do this? So that your brain gets an opportunity to see things differently. Okay? So even in yoga, there are asanas, the poses where, okay, now it's not visible. Oops. Let me move myself down here. or up here? Oh yay, I can do that. Like down here was better. You can still see me? Give me a shout out. Okay, so even in yoga there are poses that like inversion poses, going upside down. And why is that? First of all, you're reversing the blood flow towards the brain in that specific asana, but here we are doing an inversion of the drawing, so you can see the shapes as purely design, as purely abstraction, and not as, oh, that's an eye, or that's something I have not done better, or something that's messed up, things like that. So just in order to give a refresher to the vision, to your perception, this is the fun method that you can approach with. So same thing, I will be rolling my kneaded eraser over. How much time do we have? Oh, 15 minutes. So see, I'm taking my time, not rushing. This could have been done already in like 10 to 15 minutes. But yes, I'm taking my time. Taking my own sweet little time. I'll switch to this pencil, a little darker. And now again, I notice and see like what was something that may not have been working. Let's see if this is too bright. It's casting a shadow. That's my lamp. The same process. Now I find these angles in a new light, in a new perspective as I turn this upside down. Slightly darker pencil. This is an F pencil. This is in between. I think B and HB. I'll have to double check. Nicely sharpened. Oh, actually, I'll just go back. No, this is good. Oh, okay, considering, let me clean that up. Considering that this line weight here on the original is softer, I would prefer, in comparison to this, eyebrow line here, this is so thick, line weight is heavier, this is softer. So yeah, just making a choice there to use a lighter pencil. I'm making the contact of the pencil with the paper to make this line. If I'm not making any contact with the paper, that shows my hesitation to do it or not, Why? Because, oh my God, it's so complex. What if I mess up? It's okay. Just do it. Give yourself permission to mess up, clean up, and come right back. Okay? Whoo, the fun of the creation lies. So, I love finding analogies of anything and everything that I'm experiencing in nature. Nature is the best guru. Guru means teacher, the remover of darkness. So yeah, like literally the sun removes the darkness. But like, what is darkness? What is shadow? It's an expression of light, so it's not separate. I look at nature as my teacher, nature as my teacher. Wow. So I look at how nature solves a specific problem that I might have been overthinking, or I might have been um, you know, worrying to figure out or overstressed or something. So, by the way, speaking about stress, if you're stressed, just yesterday on my YouTube channel, same channel that you are on, I dropped a video tutorial of a sound meditation technique. So I hope you can practice with me the sound meditation technique. It's the universal cosmic hum. Okay, so see, just turning this upside down made a difference. So the upside down technique, now my brain is not perceiving it as an eye, but like a collection of shapes, lines, angles, a design, a pattern, an idea, something novel, something I don't know, but I felt like adding this line here. Yes, of course, I will be cleaning this up for sure. Let me try and zoom in more for the last few bits. How cool. Love that zoom in feature. Yes, as much I'm breaking these lines for my understanding in the refinement stage, I will be making them continuous. So this breaking down idea is only for accuracy. So one of my mentors, Steve Houston, a legend. By the way, so the reason I started these classes, live classes, is inspired by Steve Houston. So, yeah, forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so Steve Houston's teachings is what I learned from him is based on this beautiful idea of life as a structure and gesture. A gesture and structure. Gesture is the river flowing, the energy flowing, and structure is the architecture, the rocks and the mountains and the river flowing through them. So you find that idea, you connect. So Steve says that as artists we connect one world to the other, and essentially there's just one world, right? But what we perceive as something separate, we find connections as artists. So as my lines are more structural in this approach, I will make a humble attempt for that life energy to flow. And yes, this pen eraser is super handy if I want to erase a line which I moved or something. So like cleaning up, this pen eraser is awesome. All these corners that represent the structure, yes, I will be making them more organic. Just like here, in this eye or in this eye. Oh, look at that. There's a line that's not straight. So more gesture there. Now I have to readjust this brush to clean up. Sing a song. Like be happy, when you're drawing. Like be happy. How can you be happy when you're drawing, if you ask me? Just try, try. You can be happy in any moment, any stage, any state. There. If you heard that, that's the sound of happiness. It's a little puppy playing with the toys. Cleaning up so I can see